To the Google Ads Masterclass tutorial video, and what we're going to be going over is a free video on how to get Google Ads up and running today in your local marketplace. So if you've tried direct mail before, cold calling, texting, everything like that, and you want a potentially easier lead generation platform that doesn't take as much time to manage, Google Ads might be the best thing for you. We actively do it in our business. So far this week, we've actually probably generated quite a few leads from it. We'll check out our Carrot site. So this past week, 10 leads. So that is kind of what is going on there. So we're definitely doing a decent amount, and it is only Wednesday today, but that doesn't necessarily matter. It goes a week back. So let's get into it. How to start running Google Ads. What we're going to do is go to Google Ads. Type it into Google, fairly simple. You can click this ad up here, which is an ad, of course. And I should first explain the premise of what is Google Ads. So let's just type in We Buy Houses, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, just for example purposes. So you're going to see advertisements on the top 3, 4, 5 spots in this section. So what these people are doing, and here's actually one of our ads, but what these people are doing is running their advertisements so they show up first so people click on them. Because the chances are, when someone puts in We Buy Houses Milwaukee, they might click on this first ad versus scrolling all the way down to get to these. And it just depends. Some people obviously realize these are advertisements, so they don't click on them and they only go to these ones. But again, it depends upon the situation. And that's why it's so important to have these ads localized, which is a quick tip for you to implement in your business. But let's go back to this Google Ads and get this puppy up and running. So click on this, kind of like what I did. I scrolled past all of them. You can start now if you don't have a Google Ads account, or you can sign in. I apologize about that. I'm turning my phone off. Or you can sign in if you already have a Google Ads account, which is what I'm going to do. Once this loads, you'll be brought to the main dashboard page, or that shows all your campaigns, the spend. You can see the day that I'm recording this. We have spent $335 in the past 2 days, 46 clicks. Conversions aren't always tracked properly. Let's see if it'll... but 0 conversions in the last 2 days, which I do not believe that's accurate, but it might be. Who knows in that sense. But what we're going to be doing, starting a new campaign. So this is from beginning to end, how to get a new campaign running. I'm going to fast track a lot of the stuff, which you can learn in my Google Ads Masterclass, which is a 30-day course teaching you from this beginning process, even building out the website for it, to having Google Ads up and running, what to monitor, running YouTube ads, running retargeting ads, and even Bing ads. So you can sign up for that at carterppc.com. It's $147 at this point. It's very reasonable, and you can get going on it right away. But we're going to hit new campaign. And then what we are targeting leads. We're looking for leads. And on the search campaigns, then we will hit continue. You can name this campaign whatever, test campaign. And what I would recommend, if you are in a large area, like if you're in a Milwaukee, Wisconsin, or Minneapolis area, uncheck this display network. You don't want to be searching or showing up for that, because you'll get these random clicks and you might go through your budget fairly quick. But if you're in a small community, say Pensacola, Florida, or some other community that's less than 200,000-300,000 people, I would leave this checked. For this campaign, I will just uncheck it. We're going to go to show more settings, not touching the start or end dates. Dynamic search ads. We are not also doing this, so do not check any of these things in ad schedule. What you can do here is do all days from this to And now why I am doing this is for data collection purposes. That is the only reason behind this, so we can see, okay, when are people clicking? Are there more clicks between 12 p.m. to 6 p.m.? Or are there more clicks from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m.? Military time. So if you guys cannot tell military time, then I would recommend doing some research. Okay, so 4 different ad categories. I'll zoom in on that so you can write it down if you need to, but we're running them all days because we're collecting data. Now for this, location is extremely important. So what we're going to be doing for the advanced search option, and in the Google Ads class, I go through Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's my targeted campaign area, and I show you exactly how I built out a campaign in a 5 million plus metro area, and how you can do it in an even smaller market or just as large of a market. So what we'd go to is advanced search, and then I am just going to type in Milwaukee because it should zoom in on here. So now I can type in the whole Milwaukee metro area of 5,060,000 people. However, I don't know if I really want to do that. I want to niche down more so in the communities I like within Milwaukee, which is what I would recommend. Now, in the course, I talk about this a little bit further, but just for example purposes, I'll show you what you can do. I will not show you what you cannot do. So I'm going to do some radius searches and see if I can do some pins. Whoop. That is definitely not what I wanted to do. Because there's certain communities that I do not want to be in. Of course, you might have a different idea when you're doing your own search, but we'll just say for right now, I'm targeting these 2 areas within Milwaukee. I'm going to click save. And then what do you do here where it says target? Presence or interest, people in regularly and who've shown interest. So now on my computer, when I just showed you that We Buy Houses Milwaukee example for those ad spots, I'm not located in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm actually about an hour and a half north, and that's where we run most of our business. However, if you click on this, I would show up for it because I've done searches in the past, so on and so forth, but I might not fit that exact criteria. So what I would realistically do, if you want to save budget, if you're in a very large area this is, or a very large marketplace, then you want to click the second one, and then leave the exclusions the same. But if you're in a smaller community, I would say presence or interest. Click that. Languages, English, audience, you're not going to touch it. Budget. We go over in the course how to set an actual budget. For this example, I'm going to say I need at least $100 a day, so $3,000 a month. What do we want to focus on? Conversions. Actually, wait, we do not want to focus on conversions. We want to set a manual cost per click, help increase conversions with enhanced cost per click. We're going to exit that. I go into the strategy behind that within the course, again, if you guys want to sign up for it. But again, these are just the standard settings that I have. And will I be able to get leads for $100 a day? I don't know. It depends on what the market is showing. I know in Milwaukee, I probably won't get a ton of activity for $100 a day, but it is one of those that you just need to be aware of. Conversions, you want to track your conversions properly. So this is when you would enter that and through Google Analytics and everything like that. And then optimize for best performing ads. You can leave that checked. Now, site link extensions. I would recommend that everyone has at least a couple of these checked, as it says right here. And then for me, I'm just going to click. Some of these are linked to the right website, some are not. So I'm just clicking random ones right now. And what are site link extensions? So site link extensions show up under like here. So it shows up for the extensions. Call out extensions are the same exact thing. Request a fair cash offer, We buy a house, we pay all the closing costs. Locally owned, flexible closing, move out. You can pick whatever you want. You can write whatever you want. That's the power within Google Ads, and it's amazing. And then to give you an example, here's where those would show up in the description area. Call extensions, this is just a phone number to be reached at, and then you click save and continue. Now, I am not going to get into too much nitty-gritty information within the ad group settings. So what we're going to get into now is setting up the ad groups. So let's do it. We're going to name this ad group, and what I would recommend for all of you to do is create 3, 4, 5 different ad groups. And what you want to specify within the ad group settings is just kind of the types of keywords that you're going to be searching for. So for example, if they are related to we buy houses, which is what this ad group is named, then we would have keywords that kind of look like this. We buy houses, phrase match, we buy ugly houses, phrase match, maybe an exact match of we buy houses. And I will explain to you what each one of these means here in just a second. And then we'll just say we buy your house cash, we buy houses fast for broad match. So as you can tell, each one of these situations has different layouts, different formats. So when they have the parentheses, I think these things are called. I apologize for my English teacher from probably elementary school. Oh my gosh. But when they have those, that is a phrase match keyword, and you can see it down here. So phrase match will have this with the keyword in the center. It can be multiple words, one word, whatever you prefer. Broad match is when they have no brackets or parentheses on it, and exact match is when they have brackets. Now, what's the main difference between all 3 of these keyword types? Excuse me. The main difference is the type of keywords that it's going to pull in. So if you're in a smaller area, what I would recommend is probably having more broad match keywords than like phrase or exact match. But if you're in a larger area, you might want to start off with more exact match, more phrase match keywords. And again, I explain this further in the Google Ads Masterclass at carterppc.com if you guys want to learn more. But this gives you a good idea. And there is also so many tutorials that Google offers that are free on YouTube that you can check out to learn this a little bit more sophisticated in a little bit further detail. But I just wanted to put this campaign together for you quick so you can implement it within your own business, within your own marketplace. So then we will hit save and continue and maybe add a few more. You can add another ad group here. Say like your next ad group was going to be sell my house fast. We'll have a default bid of $25, and then you can put sell my house fast or sell house. Sell my house for cash. So there's so many different choices that you can have that I wouldn't worry about it too much, and then you can kind of branch off of these. And again, check out the free resources online, and that'll help you tremendously with that setup. Then we hit save and continue. And now this is a recent change that I wanted to bring to your attention that I literally was made aware of as I was creating this video, because a week before I was recording this was not in effect. So this is a little new to me, not necessarily new to me, but I never used it before. And I actually recommended in the Google Ads course, which I have now changed, that you should not be running responsive search ads, because that's not what we want to do, because it doesn't get as great of results. However, Google no longer gives you the choice, or at least they're not giving me the choice. Maybe your account is different, but they're not giving me the choice of running expanded text ads. So what that means is now what we have to do is just enter headlines. Google is going to choose which one best fits the search. We have to enter descriptions. Google is now going to choose which one best fits the search, and so on and so forth. Whereas before, what we could do is put together ads with the exact headlines we wanted. Like say we wanted we buy houses here, sell your house fast Milwaukee, and then we are local cash buyers or something in headline 3 spot, and then we could put whatever description we want. We would be able to mash those together to get the best click-through rate or conversion rate we possibly could. Now we do not have that choice, or at least I do not have that choice. So now what do we need to do? Well, we need to make sure the headlines make sense regardless of the way that they are configured. So what does this mean? You want to localize the headline. So we buy houses Milwaukee, cash home buyer Milwaukee. And I would almost be tempted to put Milwaukee or whatever marketplace that you're in every single headline, just so if someone does a search and then there's like random facts here and there, that it'll all make sense to one another. As they sell your house as is. Whoop. No, that's not going to work. Sell your house as is. And I give you example headlines to use within the Google Ads masterclass. If you guys are interested in that, sell home or cash home buyer Milwaukee, sell your house. Sell. Let's see. Quick cash offer. And I could even abbreviate it, as most people know what this means. Cash offer on house in Milwaukee. And you can see how they kind of start configuring them here. And just keep adding more headlines and possibly think about this. We buy ugly houses, as some people search by that. Trying to think of something else. Regardless, I'll leave it at that for now, but try adding as many headlines as possible that make sense, that are applicable in your marketplace, and that are strong, that would catch someone's attention who is searching for a cash home buyer. And I have cash home buyer already. And then what do you do for descriptions? So what I would do here, you have 90 characters, obviously. Up here you had 30. So what I would do is, we are local. We are professional house buyers located in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Click now to get an offer. And then I would probably do something like that. We will pay cash for your house in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Click to get. Okay. So, and you can add multiple descriptions if you wanted. I just wanted to put those two there. So 0 out of 4 descriptions. Like, you could add more if you wanted to. And then the same goes, you'll do the same for each ad group. Now, what I wanted to touch on that I forgot to mention earlier, when you're coming up with these headlines, try and make it applicable to your ad group title, but more importantly, the keywords that you're after. So if someone's after, for example, and I'm just going to give you an example, not real estate related, but Nike baseball cleats or Nike baseball, whatever, shoes. They would not, more than likely, if you had in one of your headlines Adidas baseball cleats, they would not click on that. So you want to have it applicable to the keywords that you're searching. So in this case, they're searching for sell my house fast. Well, what are they looking for? Sell your house as is? No, they're not really looking for that. So again, these wouldn't be great examples. I would re-go through this if I wanted to. They might be searching for sell my house fast Milwaukee, cash offer on house in MKE, we buy ugly houses MKE, sell your Milwaukee house in 14 days. No, that's not going to work. Sell your Milwaukee house fast. Sell house in 14 days for cash. And you could do like stuff like this and delete the we buy ugly houses or we buy houses ones, because what you will do with those is then input them into this next ad group that's specifically targeting the we buy houses searches and you can go from there. So again, craft the headlines, craft the descriptions around that. This one is pretty legitimate. We are professional house buyers located in Milwaukee. I would probably put something about, selling your house fast to get a little bit better click-through rate. But again, to each their own. The way you have to structure ads nowadays are a little bit more difficult. And then you would hit save and continue. And I didn't even put any URL, so I'm going to get some errors right here. So then what you would do is, if you have everything input properly, you would click publish. You wait for Google to review your campaign, and then you are up and running. So everything should be good to go from there. Now, if you have questions, or you're like, okay, Carter, you went through that extremely quick. What do I need to put in my ads? What do I need to write in my ad copy? What are some ideas that I can go off of? Definitely join the masterclass. It's a 14-day free trial. It's 30 days total, or over the course of a month's time. But I would highly suggest it. There's multiple modules that go extremely in-depth to every detail within the Google Ads platform that you can research, that you can review to make your ads better, or to begin running ads today, because it is very profitable. It's lucrative. And you don't have to constantly watch it, review it. I am in here almost every day. Again, this is just with a new ad system that's fairly interesting, that's brand new as of the time that I'm recording this. It must be days old, because I was doing research on the Google Ads forums and nothing was even showing up yet. So it might be very new, or I'm the only account within the entire system that it's happening to. So again, if you don't have that issue, again, go to expanded text ads if you get the choice. But otherwise, do not worry about it. So if you have interest, again, carterppc.com, go to that link, register for your 14-day free trial, and I will see you in the masterclass. You will get so much more detail. You'll get worksheets. You'll get stuff to essentially teach you the entire Google Ads system, whether it's for your investment business or any other business. So I wish you the best of luck, and I'll talk to you soon. Because it's so sophisticated, there's so much information to be discussed. But what you normally do within the ad groups is you're going to have multiple different ad groups, typically 3 to 6, we'll say. And each ad group is going to have a certain specific set of keywords. So say, for example, we are targeting we buy houses keywords. Our default bid, which again depends upon your location, depends upon your research ahead of time, we'll just say is, actually in Milwaukee, it's about $35 is our default bid per keyword for getting a click. So what sort of keywords are we going to have in here? Well, we are going to have a phrase match for we buy houses, maybe a phrase match we buy ugly houses, maybe an exact match for we buy houses Milwaukee. And all of this stuff can be learned, like the phrase match, exact match, broad match. Again, carterppc.com if you want 14 days free access to the course, where you'll learn literally all this stuff for free in the first 14 days. And then you can either cancel your membership if you want to, or renew it. It's it's an annual payment of $147, because I continually update with Google Ads updates. So that is just something to be aware of. But we buy houses, how about we